Hello, wonderful. Sarah K Ramsey here to help you find love and success after a toxic relationship so you can bounce back better. I've said it so many times now, it's like, this step is absolutely crucial if you want to become toxic person proof. And people say all the time, like, oh, I don't want to be in another relationship like this. I don't want to go through this again. One of my parents was toxic, then I ended up in a toxic romantic relationship, and I have toxic friendships, and all these things keep happening. How do I make it stop? And there's several pieces of how to make it stop. In my program, the One Woman program, it's about reconnecting with what's right with you, becoming toxic person proof, and designing a life you're excited about living. But one of the things within that triad of having an amazing life after a toxic relationship is, ready for it? Drum roll. Raising your standards. Okay? And I know toxic people have probably said, you're too sensitive, you demand too much, you're too selfish, you have too high expectations, you expect too much, blah, 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 blah. And in reality, they have asked you to be unselfish so they can be selfish. They have asked you to be unselfish so they can be selfish. And for you to change your life and to become toxic person proof and to stop falling into pattern after pattern after pattern, you've got to raise your expectations. Raise your expectations for how people treat you. Raise your expectations for what you expect out of life. Raise expectations for how people talk to you. And it can feel like a real leap. I remember after my toxic relationship, I used to eat so much sugar, like disgusting amounts of sugar. I would always work out, but then I would go and get like a gallon of ice cream and eat, and it'd be gone halfway. I guess it's a half gallon of ice cream. I guess it was a whole gallon, but I would eat just so much sugar. And at the time, that was who I was. I loved ice cream. That was who I was. That was my identity as someone who loved ice cream, and I didn't feel a bit bad about eating as much ice cream as I wanted, no matter how unhealthy it was. Okay? I remember later on in my life, and I was sad. I was having a bad day, and I went to Walgreens, and I opened the ice cream thing, and I looked at all the flavors of ice cream, and I went, you know, that's not who I am anymore. Sure, I still have ice cream, but I'm not the type of person who has to eat their feelings anymore. I'm the type of person who handles my feelings now. And that identity shift was way more effective for me than any type of diet, any type of cleanse, juicing, whatever, because it wasn't about following a specific plan. It was changing my identity. And what I want for you guys is to change your identity. These are the types of relationships I allow in my life. I am someone who expects people to treat me well. I am someone who expects to be kind. And the expectation is if you want a relationship with me, you are kind back. I am the type of person who wants a relationship and is only in relationships with people willing to play by the same set of rules. I am the type of person who chooses who I give my light to. I don't just run around like a flashlight like, oh, will you love me? Oh, will you love me? Will you accept me? Will you be okay? Is that okay? Is that okay? Right? I'm always looking for other people and hoping they choose me so I can give my light to them. Now, I choose who I give my light to. Okay? I am the type of person who expects honesty. I'm the type of person who is honest. I am the type of person now who lives in integrity to myself, which means if you treat me a certain way, I used to have an identity piece, right? Where it was like, oh, my job is to only unconditional love, only forgiveness. If something bad, I assume it's my fault. I assume I did something wrong. I had to change the identity of myself and raise my standards to change that behavior. So now I say, okay, I'm the type of person who gets to do the choosing, right? And I feel good about that, and I have to act in integrity to myself, that if you were someone who's constantly trying to get me to lower my standards or pushing my boundaries or not treating me well or sending me into confusion or trying to gaslight me or trying to manipulate me. Because I live in integrity to myself, I can no longer put up with that type of behavior. So I can't be around you. It doesn't mean you don't forgive. But forgiveness is not the same thing as giving access. And when you raise your standards, you can still be good and kind and loving, giving and forgiving and say, I wish you well. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great life. I wish you well. And I have to continue to act in integrity myself. And that means having higher expectations. Hope that helps.